Namaste, angels. I'm here to do a client reading. I know absolutely nothing about this person. I'm not even sure if I know her name because the PayPal came to me with just a note, basically saying I'm an Aries and he's a Gemini under a company. It's a company name, not even a an individual, a private person's name. So that's all I know here, and that's all I need to know because I'm the Queen of Swords. I'm beginning with the Earth connection, which is all about. It's really all about what it says. A lot of times these cards don't mean what they appear to mean by the pictures or by the titles, but this one does. It is about reconnecting with the Earth, and it is about abundance as well, and maybe abundance that comes to us from having done some meditation outside if we can, if we live in an area that's conducive with that, putting our feet in some grass and things like that, and reconnecting to the earth, how that opens up the flow for abundance of love and money. Opening two, divine guidance, and the infinite of that, how it's never ending. We can always get divine guidance, particularly again while connecting with the planet and Mother Nature. Speaking of that, we receive messages from her and Father all the time, messages from afar. This card is about that, about connecting with the universe, especially for me, and probably more specifically, according to the author, about more literal messages from afar, people from other towns, perhaps countries, sometimes for me, continents. I read for people, I've read for people on the continent of Asia, on the continent of Africa, on the continent of Australia, that I've never met and things like that before, but we can still connect telepathically, and that's how I pick up on them, right? So it's like that type of thing. Message from afar. Also, deceased loved ones tend to contact people too when I pull this card. And lastly, enchantment. This card is all about allowing the universe to sort of penetrate us for the purposes of healing us. And it has a lot of that outdoor energy for me too. The colors of the outdoors, a lot of green, a lot of blue, a lot of yellow, meaning get outside if you can and take in some like rays of sun, or maybe even the moon. There's the full moon next week. Enchantment back. I'm going to cut. Inner child. A lot of the same colors as that card we just saw. And the need for somebody to reconnect not only with the planet, but with themselves from the inside out. And perhaps do some healing to this inner child that was never complete. Other times, the healing is more in the fact, or in the sense of our need to just spend some time getting to know ourselves. Like we've forgotten this person. We don't know them very well anymore. And that's what the healing is. And creativity. So first, you know what, now that I think about what I just said and the fact that from that little note, I'm gathering that this couple might not know each other very well either, and she might not be sure whether this is a divine partner or not. So let me do this first and see what these cards may say about the union or situation. First one is the mystic. So each individual involved, with some focusing, needing to pay closer attention to their intuition. Like those messages from afar may be coming and being ignored, not purposely, but like going unnoticed. So we need to pay closer attention. And we also need to pay closer attention to the changes that this might not even be exterior. This can be interior physical body changes. Like our DNA literally changes during ascension. So we need to be like cognizant, aware of the things, the like metamorphosis through which we're going. Um, Paying closer attention, not just to our intuition, but like our whole beings. Like, oh, I didn't have this. Um, I don't know, maybe even like energy. I didn't have these thoughts, though they were so broad. I wasn't so philosophical, a month ago. Like I'm taking notice. Divine guidance again. So a lot of these messages, I mean, first of all, they're all connected, but they're very, very similar too. They're all about the universe trying to get in touch with you, and the need for you to pay attention. Here's one about the union, though. Thank you. Okay, I know with what I'm working, or where I'm beginning, with a soulmate connection and golden memories, perhaps, of your past life together. Very nice. Okay, let's go. So now let me shuffle these in my hand again. Let me give them one more shuffle like this. I've just opened, by the way, creativity opposite abundance. Both of these represented in a numerical sense by the number 3. Creativity is, and so is abundance. So that may hold some importance for you. Abundance. And the way to maybe connect a creative outlet, and maybe you're doing that with your business already, I don't know. A creative outlet about what you're passionate, maybe since you've been a child, from that inner child, to a means of some income, like an abundance for you. Meditation also necessary for you, as I said as soon as I started. And your overall energy is now soulmate. After I shuffled the cards again, cut them again, shuffle them in my hand again some more. That's your overall energy. Okay. Nice way to start. You need to reach a place where you can forgive, beginning with yourself. That's the only way to do it, like quote unquote properly, is that we start with ourselves and like free ourselves, release ourselves, because that's what forgiveness does. When we extend it to anyone, it like releases us from the pain of a situation. It allows for the healing to begin. So that's what you're in the place to do. Forgiveness all around, for whatever reason, starting with you. The masculine about you, very nice. You've got 2 cards already, signifying the connection here in a physical sense, relationship, or in a 3D sense. Wow, here's a 3rd. It's tantric union. This is again about that connection in 5D that I started speaking about when I first began, before we knew about this. That's where you guys meet, and perhaps where you met. And about the union, his feeling is this physical body that's going through this metamorphosis, this change, and the fact that you both need to take notice and like get on board. Very nice. Overall, wow. The divinity of the relationship, the bond, the partnership is what's really, really impactful upon him. And that coming through with the universal heart, Jesus the Christ, the quintessential divine masculine of all time, as the overall energy. Sitting here atop relationship and tantric union. And the outcome, transience. Again, allowing the universe to penetrate us, us breaking ourselves down to our bare essence. No more facade, no more block. We're not hiding anyway. We're completely exposing ourselves to the divine guidance, to the healing, to the DNA changes. You know, we're welcoming it, we're asking for it, we're appreciative of it, and it, you know, just completely takes us over and it turns us into a brand new being. What the masculine would have you do is surrender, go into full surrender so that you guys can achieve this. The goddess and the moon are both about that feminine energy of surrender and, again, getting down to one's bare essence. So this is why she's naked here. There's nothing between her and the universe. Just the two of them. He is willing to surrender to sacred union. Wow. I told you he saw the divinity of the union. That's like the most important, most impactful part of this upon him, is how divine the situation is. He's ready to go into full surrender to sacred union. Very, very nice. And the universe would have you both surrender to or sacrifice to listening to the healing sounds. So you may be going through a DNA change with your physical body with regard to clairaudience. Yeah. And again, all these women here naked, you see, because they're allowing themselves to be completely bare before the universe, and that's what you have to do to allow this for this kind of healing and upgrade. This is a physical body upgrade too. Wow. Soulmate, relationship, tantric union, sacred union. How's that? I could end here, but I won't. We're going to look at some other cards, beginning with the Eight of Water. And this is very similar to those that I just looked at. A desire to move on, the search for something more meaningful, spiritual and emotional growth. So this is about those changes through which you guys are going again. Opening to the Five of Earth, fears surrounding money, the wisdom to accept help from others, uncertain self-employment. This card also about lack, just in general, feeling lack, like you're missing something, often of the material, money. But for me, it's like fear of abandonment as well. Fear of being left with nothing. Of, you know, if someone takes their love away, so to speak, and then you have nothing. That's now at the top. And today's the 5th on which I'm doing this reading too. And we're starting with our first 5. It's my grandfather's birthday. I never met him. He, I guess stereotypically to Native Americans, at least at the time, drank himself to death by the time he was like 40. So we never met, but he was born on 5/5/5, May 5th, 1922. Anyway, open now to the Queen of Water, who's tenderhearted, empathetic, patient, and loving. Relationships develop to a new level. Trust your intuition. Care for yourself and others. So somebody may very well be a Scorpio, Cancer, or Pisces, maybe moon or rising sign, or you guys, or one or both of you, just taking on this really emotional and loving type of energy toward, again, growth, moving forward. Five of Earth is back. Moving on to the Page of Fire, who's outgoing, creative, confident, and mischievous. News of an exciting new endeavor. Use your originality and ingenuity. The Page of Fire is an Aries, like you, or a Leo, or a Sagittarius. And when it shows up as the page, it's about an opportunity. Pages always bring us news of something, and they're the more youthful too, like the younger typically. Five of Earth back. I'll go one more, and it's the Moon with Archangel Haniel. Important psychic insights, events behind the scenes, release fears that hold you back. The Moon is a Pisces, but again can be a Cancer or Scorpio, so somebody may have some water in their chart. It's also about like secrets and things hidden, things unknown, things we're not meant to know, that we should leave alone, and, you know, just wait until the universe is, be patient until the universe is ready to share them with us, you know, should that time ever come. Like maybe it won't. Maybe we're never meant to know. Coming to the Ten of Water. This card is about a happy family, and often children. Card can be about children. A contented and rewarding family life. Your emotional and material needs are met, and you have trustworthy relationships. Overall energy is the 8 of Earth. Skilled work is rewarded, learning all there is to know about a topic and maybe even going back to school. Masculine is the 9 of air, expecting the worst, self-fulfilling prophecies, and sleepless nights. This is his Gemini coming through. We're always in our mind, but he's in his mind using that energy to manifest negativity potentially into his life. So we want to let go of things like these kind of thoughts. You might be sitting up at night thinking, here is his energy full on. Doesn't matter that this is the queen, could be male, female, whatever. The Queen of Earth, who's independent, experienced, realistic, and witty, and yes, is a Gemini, Aquarius, or Libra. Objective decision-making, clearing away all that no longer serves you and seeing the humor in the situation. Surrounded by the 2 of air, being unwilling or unable to make a decision, a stalemate, pretending there's no problem. 2 of air about a decision, and particularly about a decision between 2 people. Typically for me, not necessarily romantic, but certainly between 2 people. Could be between like one's mother and one's, partner, for example. Speaking of family, one's child and one's partner, things like that. Or it can be to, potential romantic interests. The 8 of water is back for you. A desire to move on, the surge for something more meaningful and spiritual and emotional growth. So you're still in this place, which is a very healthy one to be. And the 4 of air surrounds you. Time to rest or take a vacation. Allow more time before making a decision. Meditation may provide answers. In your subconscious, it's the 4 of earth. Being too frivolous or too cautious with money, good business decisions, and giving to less fortunate are things that this card means. It also means withholding money and or love, like withholding abundance for me. Crowning, very nice. It's the sun representing fire signs. So this is your energy coming back again. This for me is Leo, according to like tarot practitioners. For the majority, it's Sagittarius, and in this case, it's Aries. Happy outcome, brilliant new ideas that lead to success. Have confidence in yourself. At the root, it's the Ace of Earth, the inflow of abundance, a promising business venture, important documents or contracts. So this can be connected to one's business. And well, yeah, you're a business, right? So it could be you. Could have something to do with the masculine too. I mean, it's here at the root. It's crossing both of you. It's a new start, like a divine, new, blessed beginning somewhere. Could be in the material world. It could also be love. Also be love. At the heart of the matter, the Lovers, which, like the 2 of air, is a decision typically between 2 people, at least for me, but it also represents the masculine here, his energy. The sign of Gemini could be another air sign too, but it's really the sign of Gemini specifically. But as it can also be Aquarius or Libra. Intimate relationships. Carefully weigh your decisions. Good health. We have a decision crossing a decision. Again, this is usually between like 2 karmic energies. Karmic meaning fated. So not that one is better than the other. Oh, that's the karmic and I'm the real one. No. 2 karmic energies or relationships, and the need to make a decision between, the 2, choosing one or the other, which it would seem that you are the choice based on the other spread and based on the fact that we are crowned here by the sun and rooted by the Ace of Earth. So you got your divine new beginning and you got your happy outcome, your beginning and your end. Both very good, very blessed, very divine. So with that, I'm going to move on to the romance cards, and this could be the one. You've already met the romantic partner you seek. An opening to retreat. It's time to disconnect from the world, which takes us back to the beginning and perhaps earth connection and the need to get out into it. Reconnect with it. This could be the one back. And religious factors. Your love life is influenced by your religious upbringing and spiritual path. This can have to do with one or more ideologies and belief systems that, for the better or for the worse, affecting the relationship. Religious factors are back and opening to codependency. Addictions are affecting your romantic life. So I think the masculine may be connected to another person romantically, and perhaps there's children too. Having seen again that 10 of water, I don't know what the family dynamic is, but that's coming back to mind in connection in relation to these two cards here and to this one, religious factors. Opening to religious feelings. Your feelings are real and worth exploring. Oh, some just fell away. It's honeymoon. Enjoy the bliss of holiday time together. Free yourself. It's time to take back control of your life. And love yourself first. Your self-respect makes you more romantically attractive. The honeymoon could be showing up because of the honeymoon phase of the relationship. Again, a divine new beginning, like this is the start to this love that will have a happy ending and outcome. But right now it's just the start. That could be why honeymoon came through. And obviously, love yourself first and free yourself are in relation to the codependency and this connection, I feel and see more so on the part of the masculine, at least for now. Keep an open mind, however. Your soulmate may differ from your usual type and expectations. And you deserve love. You are lovable. This could all have something to do. Wow. Your overall energy yet again is soulmate. Yes, this is your soulmate. Wow. This is pretty incredible. Oh, excuse me. Thank you, angels. This can also have something to do with a relationship that is over. Maybe he just needs to choose, like in his heart and in his mind, take one of these swords and cut the final cord to this other situation. Or take one of these swords. The Queen of Swords she's really good at that, right? This objective decision making. If anybody can make this decision, it's her. There's no reason for her to be sitting on it. And if anybody can clear away all that no longer serves, it's her. Or in this case, him. So there's no need to be sitting on the decision. And it can be about the need to get to the business of that. Cutting the final cord on something that's already over. Maybe, again, going back to that fear of abandonment, or it's coming back to me with the 5 of Earth, with which I kind of started. Maybe fear from a past relationship, and also seeing this too, the 4 of Earth. Fears from the past, maybe on both sides, and being afraid to, like, again, 100% commit and be bare, and in front of the universe, down to the, bare, completely vulnerable, complete surrender, complete vulnerability. Afraid to do that. That could be what's happening here. Maybe not that there's an active relationship with somebody else, although that can be too, and maybe we'll find out in a minute. I'm just feeling right now that that's not necessarily the case. Soulmate, again, your overall energy, and let's see what else we get. Atop the 9 of Air, and what's keeping the masculine sitting up at night is indeed another relationship, a past life relationship. You've met each other before. Atop it's this ex or someone that needs to be an ex or something like that. Atop the Queen of Air, what needs to be cut away is unrequited love, because there's not enough attraction or chemistry to keep the relationship going. So we need to cut it away. Atop the 2 of Air, the choice needs to be new love. A new person has stirred your romantic feelings. We got to go after that instead. Isn't this all that I just said before I laid these cards that I was feeling? Atop the Eight of Water and the desire to, continue to move forward in spirituality and emotional growth is this could be the one. You've already met the romantic partner you seek. Very nice. Here atop the Four of Air for you, where you're resting, recovering, chilling out. In the meantime, Spirit is telling you that rest or that maybe even separation and waiting period is worth it, worth waiting for. Divine timing is at work in your love life. Atop the Four of Earth, passion. Allow your heart and soul to sing with joy. So if you're holding back, withholding the heart, like I was talking about a minute ago, this card coming through saying like not to do that, to just, allow, again, full vulnerability. I can't say that enough for you guys. Here, if you want the happy outcome, first you got to release your ex. The time has come to clear your energy, and this crowns the two of you, so you each may have something to cut away. I mean, it's possible that it's only one still, and again, I would say I'm feeling it and seeing it right here in the cards, as I'm sure you can at this point, from the masculine more so, and of course, if it's going on with one, it's going to affect both, but you may have something to work on here yourself too, with this Four of Earth sitting here in your subconscious and you thinking about withholding love. Like, from where does your fear come? You got to cut that away and work on that. Here atop the Ace of Earth and this new start that's coming for you, this divine new beginning very soon is when it'll be here. Clearly decide what you want. It sits here next to the masculine's decision too, so he needs to clearly decide as well. Clearly decide what you want so that it comes to you now. And here atop the Lovers, chemistry. There's a strong magnetic attraction here. There's not one here. Remember, there's not enough attraction or chemistry here, but there is here. Okay. Lastly, we'll see what the Ascended Masters would add to this, beginning with priorities and King Solomon, and opening to the health and healing that needs to go on here with Hilarion. Priorities back, and open now to teacher. This is the teacher that life experience is, right? The teacher, all the lessons that we learn, this growth and stuff, what we pick up along the way that we need to take with us and what we need to leave behind with the forgiveness. After we extend the forgiveness. Also working on clearing and shielding our energy, says El Moria. That's a priority for you two right now, according to the Ascended Masters. Priorities. Who were with us earlier when I picked up those two cards and I said they both represent the number 3. Number 3 also represents the Ascended Masters, especially when replicated. 3-3. Opening now to positive change in Paravati. Positive change. Back, I'll go one more. It's Lou and persistence. So he says keep at it. Positive change back. I'm going to cut. And we're back to health and healing. I'm feeling that you guys are among those who are just going to have to, just allow yourselves to be. I can't give you a time, a date, when things will happen. I mean, here's very soon. Spirit is giving us all that. But as far as, when... you guys need to first get into that surrender space and just be, and then things will happen for you. Overall energy here is the power of joy. A top past life relationship is come out of the closet and with Amaterasu. So the masculine guided to, um, yeah, just like face his fears, face the situation, face all of it. And a top unrequited love. And the Queen of Air is right. The Queen of Air is also a queen of writing or communication. So if anybody can do this, she can. Our ruling planet, Mercury, is the god thought, at least in my opinion. And Gemini is the great communicator of the entire zodiac, even including the other air signs. Here atop the Two of Air and New Love is Queenofswords with drink more water. So this is an indication again of the ascension that's going on between, not just between the two of you, but for each of you separately in your, your own individual vessels that we call bodies here, and his need to actually drink more water for that purpose. Atop the Eight of Water, and this could be the one for you, is flow of prosperity with Lakshmi. So again, when we like sort of make ourselves vulnerable and face these things and come out of the closet in our own way and all of that, we open up for the flow of prosperity when we connect with the earth, with the planet. Here atop the Four of Air and worth waiting for is open your heart to love and Jesus. So this basically reflects what I was saying about this area here and the Four of Earth, and you maybe withholding some of that love and being like extra unnecessarily protective of your heart where you don't need to be. Jesus says to open it. Here atop passion, follow that heart. After you do that, says St. Francis, and move toward what it's directing you to move toward. Crowning atop, release your ex, and the sun is crystals with Epona. So again, this may have to do with some people that you've already otherwise dismissed, released, cut off. You like, I don't understand, we broke up already, but you need to work with some crystals for a cord cutting in order to complete that process, because there's still connections there. And not only a cord cutting, but healing of yourself and letting go of fear, ego, and any sort of attachment to anything that's no longer meant for you. At the root, Mother Mary coming through to say something similar. Nurture yourself. This is about, do you. This is my do you card. It's where she comes in to say, like, stop living, loving, and all that kind of stuff for other people and accept what's being placed before you and live for you, love for you. Again, very soon, a divine blessing coming your way. Mother Mary guiding you not to miss out on it. At the heart of the matter, atop the lovers and chemistry, find the blessing in your current situation, says Krishna. So you may not be currently ready, either one of you. And so there's like, negatives, I guess, to the whole thing. There's pros, there's cons. Krishna, the Ascended Masters, the universe, God, guiding you to pay attention and count the blessings, count the cons. I'm sorry, the pros rather, the positives and not the cons. Let the cons go. Advice further to that from the Universal Love Oracle, Tony Carmine Salerno, Universal Love Oracle, to the masculine is to basically proceed through the gateway. So he's going to come out of the closet and step into the gateway instead, the portal. For you, you're the one who needs to address this inner child that I started with. So you can work on that in the meantime while you're in this period, this phase of opening up your heart, but also what's underneath here, again, the Four of Air, all about healing, recovery, replenishment of, oneself, one's energies, rest. While you're doing that, you meditate. Also, meditation is a big part. And, reconnect with the inner child. Get to know them again and maybe heal aspects of yourself that need healing. For the masculine, the Three of Water, a celebration, a wedding, graduation, or a birth announcement. The need to have more fun. He may need to be more social. He's spending too much time, again, in his mind and in sitting up at night, being an insomniac. He's pulling out his hair and all that kind of stuff. And he needs to let all that go, because, if we reap what we sow, and we're putting out negativity, we're going to reap negativity. We don't want to do that. And very clearly, he doesn't deserve for that. So he needs to let that go and maybe get out and hang out with this is like my going out with girlfriends card. I guess in his case, his girlfriends would be males, but that works too. For you, Queen of Water, tenderhearted, empathetic, patient, and loving is the Queen of Water. Relationships develop to a new level. Trust your intuition. Okay, this is the key for you. Start to pay attention to that again and care for yourself and others. The masculine, true love. This is the romance of a lifetime. And I think you've got all the cards of all the evidence of that. Like every, soulmate card and all that kind of stuff. What you did not get is, at least not yet, quote unquote, twin flame. But that may very well be because the universe, like myself, is not a fan. God is not a fan of the twin flame thing. He prefers sacred union, which you did get. From the deception, someone is wearing a false self mask in this relationship. I think it's both of you. Okay, both of you, again, withholding out of fear yourselves. Withholding yourself. That's the mask. You're each wearing one because you're not being your complete whole selves yet. You will, though. Again, this is, you address the inner child. You work on this recovery, this healing, and you will become a whole you again in preparation of becoming a whole, union, a whole unit. From the ascended masters to the masculine, see the other person's point of view. This is going to be in relation to this relationship here and you. It's any other person with whom he has this situation, like everybody involved, seeing their point of view and how when we release these things and one another, from situations in which we no longer belong, it's positive for everyone. Even if it hurts in a moment, and it could be 3D physical hurt in a moment, it's in the end, the sun comes out for everybody involved. It's a happy outcome. When we release the X, release the X is sitting here atop the sun. When we release the X, it's a happy outcome. Okay, for everyone. And to speak of twin flame, I said maybe we haven't seen it yet, but it might come through. Here it is, with Angus, twin flame. So to remove any and all doubt, you've gotten every card now in relation to this subject and this union that says it is a go, but you gotta work on you first. I hope that you enjoyed your reading, dear. Namaste, angel.